I asked you, yes, you watching right now, what your all-time favorite fragrance is and why. But what I didn't tell you is that I'm about to brutally rate and potentially roast the scents that you love so dearly. Over 100 of you submitted answers, and I've picked the 10 most popular or outrageous to test, rate, and react to. Because deep down, I'm hoping at least one of you guys puts me onto a 10 out of 10 fragrance that I've never even heard of. Let's get into it. With over 100 responses submitted, I assumed that the top comment would be a fragrance like Naxos, Greenleaf, something that everybody has heard of. But no, it's freaking Ralph Lauren, Polo 67. And I freaking own Polo 67, but I completely forgot about it. It's somewhere down here. Yeah, I found it. Polo 67, the most upvoted comment on that post. Let's see if this is worthy of being an all-time favorite scent.
That's actually way better than I remember.
Wow. I still think it's crazy to have a fragrance like this so fresh as an all-time favorite, but I can't even be mad. It almost has a vanilla, creamy element to it, but the bergamot, the lemon, it's so fresh off the opening. And I feel like this has a very addictive kind of like pull to it, especially for such a fresh scent. Usually I don't want to keep sniffing my arm like this with a fresh fragrance. Maybe I'm going to have to start wearing this again. So the notes of Polo 67, you actually get pineapple, bergamot, and lemon off the top. And I think it's that pineapple that makes it so juicy and addictive smelling. In the middle, you get like sage, juniper, add some crispness. And then the base, you get vetiver, patchouli, and goldenrod. I have no idea what goldenrod is though, to be honest. Distoris Dofter, I was a little bit concerned that, the top comment was Polo 67, but I think you've actually put me on game. But in this case, back on game, because there was a point when this first came out where I did see how good it was, but for some reason, I quickly forgot about it. And I'm actually about to go to the gym after this video, so this is the perfect gym fragrance. I'm giving this an 8.8 out of 10. I could not have asked for a better start to the video. This pick from my subscriber is getting the FB Fragrances tick of approval. This is your reminder that 77% of people that regularly watch my channel are not subscribed. Before I cry even more tears knowing that you're probably also not subscribed, go and click that button right now. It is completely free, but it helps me out a ton. And if you enjoy watching my channel, it would mean a lot. Thank you. Chad Secrets, a well-known fragrance YouTuber that I've been following for a long time, said, Secretions Magnifique, hands down. It's actually a panty dropper. I trust Chad Secrets a lot. So I saw Secretions Magnifique was the name. I looked it up. I saw a note in the fragrance was milk, and instantly I was a bit skeptical, but I trust him. So of course I had to blind buy an entire bottle of the fragrance. Here it is, Secretions Magnifique by Este Etat Libre de Orange. I can't, it's niche when you can't even pronounce the company name. And I could have just gone down the basic route and purchased a 1 or 2 ml sample. But no, I spent 150 Australian dollars on a bottle of a cum-scented cologne. And look, I've already unboxed this one on my TikTok and Instagram and YouTube shorts. Let's just say my reaction was disgust and intrigue at the same time.
Wait, I can't get any closer.
I wanted to vomit. In fact, I thought it smelled so repulsive that I refused to spray this on a tester strip for your guys' entertainment. I'm not doing it, because then my entire room smells like cum. Or milk, as they say. Milk, yeah. I think we all know what milk means, buddy. I have a theory that the perfumer actually used his own milk as an ingredient of this fragrance, if you catch my drift. But yeah, the thing that kind of blew me away about this scent is the performance, especially the projection. I threw out the tester strip after 10 minutes, so I don't know the longevity, but I literally had it in arm's length of me, and it was so strong and overwhelming. That's what gave me that gag reflex. It smells like a mix of blood, saliva, and cum. I don't know how else to describe this to you. Chad Secrets, you are getting my X of approval. Whatever the opposite of a tick is, you are getting that. And I hate you. And I'm going to get you back for this. TK Legit OTG says, my favorite fragrance of all time is Green Extravaganza by Valentino. It's extremely underrated. It's very unique and has unique, wait, I can't even read. And it contains one-of-a-kind notes, which are bergamot, coffee, and vetiver. And then he just keeps going on and on about how much attention it gets him. Look, I don't think bergamot is a one-of-a-kind note. I'm sorry to break it to you, that's used in almost every fragrance, but coffee and vetiver, fine. I'll give you that. I'll give that to you. But Valentino Green Extravaganza, this was one that I honestly instantly fell in love with, and for a long time now, I've been calling it the best Valentino fragrance until I got Coral Fantasy. I still think Green Extravaganza is very underrated, and it is worth at least trying. However, I do think there are better designer fragrances out there. I find the coffee in this is just a little bit too sweet and synthetic for my liking. I do prefer a more kind of natural, more slightly dark roasted coffee vibe. The performance as well on this one isn't great. I find the projection is okay. It's just the longevity that's an issue. I only get around 6 to 7 hours. And for a more wintertime scent, I just don't think that's good enough in the big 2025. I mean, it is pretty fresh. You could use it all year round. I just do think this works slightly better when it's colder outside. Overall, this is still a solid fragrance. I have no issue recommending it. It is one of the better Valentinos, and I do think it is somewhat unique, like he said, with that coffee and vetiver. I'm going to rate this one an 8 out of 10, and he does get my tick of approval. Is this scent at the level, though, where I could comfortably say it's worthy of being an all-time favorite fragrance? No. Not even close. Something like Coral Fantasy, on the other hand, I do say gets a double tick of approval. And for a designer, like, this is my second favorite designer fragrance of all time, only falling behind Stronger With You Intensely. You get red apple, tobacco. It's very unique. I think it smells better blended than Green Extravaganza. I recommend checking this one out. The person that commented that comment, and just if you're watching this right now. Geo Rust 1 says, Coconut Lagoon. This smells like how I remember fragrances smelt as a kid, and that I thought I'd never be able to smell something as good again. When I saw this poetic comment, I just knew I had to blind buy a sample online. And here we go, Coconut Lagoon by Paris Corner. And to my knowledge, Paris Corner does more budget fragrances. I thought they did like dupes or something like that, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I assume this has coconut. I know nothing else about the scent. Let's give it a try. Oh, wow. Instantly, this reminds me of Creed Virgin Island Water. Like, almost identical. Coconut, sugary, vanilla. Wow. Yeah, that's delicious. It's a more feminine leaning version. It's a more milky version of Creed Virgin Island Water. I wonder if this is a dupe and I'm actually correct about, you know, Paris Corner doing dupe fragrances. That would make a lot of sense. I've concluded it's a much more gourmand and creamy version of Virgin Island Water. What the fuck? If the performance can actually get up to quite a strong level, I might even like it more than Virgin Island Water because I love the smell of this fragrance, but it's the performance that I really just struggle with. I only get about 4 hours of longevity with soft projection. This one I do think smells higher quality. It has a more kind of sparkling quality to it. But Coconut Lagoon? You're getting a tick, my friend. Huge tick. Great recommendation. If it's affordable, I might even pick up a full bottle. Logs S5K says, Parfums de Marly Castley. It's super versatile and lasts pretty long on my skin. Well, lucky for you guys, I got Castley 3 days ago. The brand new PDM release. If you haven't already seen my video review on, YouTube Shorts, essentially, you're getting something similar to Parfums de Marly Sedley Louis Vuitton Imagination, that kind of soapy, masculine, gentlemanly type smell, but it's overdosed with pepper and spice. It's honestly quite a solid scent. I rated it, I think, an 8.2 out of 10. And since then, my rating hasn't really changed. It's a really nice fragrance. It's easy to wear. It's great for something like the gym, but you could also easily dress it up because it has that spiciness. It has some depth to it. I do think this is going to be a very popular release, but me personally, when I spend, $300-400 on a fragrance, I want something more unique. I want something a little bit crazy, and this fragrance just doesn't quite do it for me. I don't think there's anyone out there that could dislike how this smells. It's just too safe for that. And I think when I'm spending that much money, I want something that, some people might hate and some people might love. I just need a bit more controversy in my life and fragrances. So people would either somewhat like the scent, they wouldn't mind it, or they probably love it, and like he said, it's his favorite fragrance. I feel like this one is going to definitely have a cult following to it. It's a bit too spicy for me. Definitely leans way on the mature end, I think 30 years and plus. And then I think Sedley is more for the younger audience. So I do think that was a calculated move by Parfums de Marly. Ultimately, I'm sorry, this one is not going to get my personal tick of approval. It's getting a big cross. However, Luxe, if you love the fragrance, keep wearing it, man. This is just my opinion at the end of the day. This smells good. I'm sure it gets compliments, and I'm sure it smells fantastic on you. I'll just tell you to get Parfums de Marly Greenlee instead, though, because I still think that is their best fresh fragrance. HMP Pro 11 says the Ingenious Ginger is so good. It smells like the fizz of a ginger ale, and the first time I tried it, I was blown away because it's so good. It doesn't last long, but I don't care. It's the GOAT. So I did recently pick up Ingenious Ginger a couple of weeks ago. It was a blind buy for me, and I was manipulated into buying it by pretty much every other fragrance content creator, because this one is getting crazy viral at the moment. This one is just, I will say, too ginger heavy for me. I know obviously it's in the name, so it'd be silly if it didn't smell like ginger, but I'm just not like, oh, that does smell good in the air. Why do I always switch up on this fragrance? Like, I have such a love-hate relationship with Ingenious Ginger. On the tester strip or in the air, I get so much more vanilla, but then on skin, it goes more musky on me, and it's just pure ginger. So on the tester strip and in the air, I love it. And then on myself, it just doesn't quite hit the same. If you like ginger, if you want a sparkling vanilla summer fragrance, I do think this is actually blind buy safe. But the brand new Pacific Rock Flower by Goldfield & Banks, I think is even better than this. With Pacific Rock Flower, you're getting a creamy, slightly tropical vibe, a little bit of coconut. It's a little bit salty. I think it's just a bit more fun than Ingenious Ginger. I think it's more wearable. I know a lot of you might disagree with that because Ingenious Ginger is such a well-loved scent, and I do think it's good, and I am going to give his comment the FB Fragrances tick of approval. For me personally, this is like a 7.5 out of 10 fragrance, but I can imagine if I smelled this on someone else, like the person that commented that, I could see myself being, damn, like, that dude smells really good, Freddy3478 says, talking about cheaper fragrances, Rahed Luxe Lattafa. Best starter fragrance you can get. It's woody, fresh, sweet, all at the same time, and dries down to an even deeper fragrance. I've tried others that just can't seem to top it. Okay. I spent $50 on my own money and blind bought the entire full bottle of this Lattafa fragrance. So let's see if this is actually the best starter fragrance. Oh no. It's always a bad sign when you see these little balls because a mess is about to be made. I own over 25 Lattafa fragrances now, and I still can't believe I'd never even heard or seen this one before. I wonder if it's still in production, because 50 Australian dollars is so damn cheap, even for, a Lattafa fragrance. This is what the bottle is looking like. It's not the prettiest thing to look at. It's got a little mushroom head, as myself also does. But it's not always about the looks. It's how something performs. And I tell myself that every day. Let's see. Definitely woody. I don't know about... It's giving me some Santal 33 vibes or even Louis Vuitton Lovers. So it's definitely got sandalwood. And it kind of has that slight, like, pickle vibe to it. Not in a bad way, but I don't know about this one. I feel like I'm getting scammed just reading the listed notes of this fragrance. Top notes, watermelon, pineapple, pink pepper. In the base, strawberry, chestnut, vanilla, and an ice note. Like, what? This is like manipulation marketing 101. This is quite a fresh, crisp, spicy scent that is definitely more traditional or barbershop-ish in my opinion. I feel like this would suit a 30, 40-year-old man that's just getting into cologne. But this is not getting my tick of approval, especially after seeing this note breakdown. I feel like I'm being scammed even just reading it. It's getting like a 6 out of 10 for me, unfortunately. The more I'm smelling the fragrance and the more I'm looking at these notes, I genuinely believe there's some kind of mistake on Fragrantica. Maybe someone submitted the wrong notes. Because I would look at these notes and assume I'm about to smell a sweet, edible gourmand scent. But that's a woody, masculine barbershop. Like, yeah, this is just not adding up in my brain. The final fragrance I will be trying and blind reacting to is recommended by Solomon Largo 6106. Pure Excess, an incredible fragrance for the winter and parties. Fire emoji. My local chemist up the road actually sells full bottles of Pure XS, but I didn't want to commit to the full bottle, so I pussied out and got a sample. But if this is good, and I go buy a full bottle, shout out to Solomon. Oh, that's amazing. Wait a minute. I know that this does get some comparisons to Coca-Cola, but I actually think that's doing this fragrance a disservice. It's like much more complex than just a Coca-Cola smell. I mean, Mancera Tonka Cola smells like Coca-Cola and I don't like it. But this smells niche. This is sexy. If I describe it in one word, sexy. It has a sparklingness to it. I might be buying a full bottle of this. That is going to wrap up this video on brutally rating and sometimes roasting your favorite fragrances. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.